Master your mind. I am what I choose to be. There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize that the greatest battle they will ever fight is not against circumstances, competition, or the opinions of others. It is the battle within their own mind. Every victory begins with a thought. Every dream begins with a belief. Every transformation begins with a decision. The life you experience today is deeply connected to the identity you have accepted, the thoughts you have repeated, and the words you have spoken over yourself. The two most powerful words you will ever say are I am. Whatever follows those words becomes the direction of your mind, the focus of your energy, and the foundation upon which your future is built. If you constantly declare, I am not enough, your mind searches for evidence to prove it. But when you boldly declare, I am capable, I am disciplined, I am confident, I am becoming the best version of myself, your entire perspective begins to shift. Your actions become stronger, your choices become wiser, and your confidence grows from the inside out. Mastering your mind is not about controlling every thought that appears. It is about choosing which thoughts deserve your attention and which beliefs deserve your loyalty. It is about refusing to let fear, failure, or past mistakes dictate your future. It is about understanding that you are not imprisoned by yesterday's identity. At every moment you possess the extraordinary ability to choose again, think again, believe again, and become again. The person you will be 1 year from now is being shaped by the thoughts you entertain today. Your future is not waiting for luck, permission, or perfect circumstances. It is waiting for your decision. The moment you consciously choose your identity, your life begins moving in that direction. Today is not about wishing for change. It is about becoming change. It is about taking complete ownership of your mind and recognizing that your greatest power has never been outside of you. It has always been within you. So stand tall, silence every limiting belief, and make one unwavering declaration that will transform the course of your life forever. I am what I choose to become. There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize that the greatest battle they will ever fight is not against circumstances, competition, or the opinions of others. It is the battle within their own mind. Every victory begins with a thought. Every dream begins with a belief. Every transformation begins with a decision. The life you experience today is deeply connected to the identity you have accepted, the thoughts you have repeated, and the words you have spoken over yourself. The two most powerful words you will ever say are, I am. Whatever follows those words becomes the direction of your mind, the focus of your energy, and the foundation upon which your future is built. If you constantly declare, I am not enough, your mind searches for evidence to prove it. But when you boldly declare, I am capable, I am disciplined, I am confident, I am becoming the best version of myself, your entire perspective begins to shift. Your actions become stronger, your choices become wiser, and your confidence grows from the inside out. Mastering your mind is not about controlling every thought that appears. It is about choosing which thoughts deserve your attention and which beliefs deserve your loyalty. It is about refusing to let fear, failure, or past mistakes dictate your future. It is about understanding that you are not imprisoned by yesterday's identity. At every moment, you possess the extraordinary ability to choose again, think again, believe again, and become again. The person you will be 1 year from now is being shaped by the thoughts you entertain today. Your future is not waiting for luck, permission, or perfect circumstances. It is waiting for your decision. The moment you consciously choose your identity, your life begins moving in that direction. Today is not about wishing for change. It is about becoming change. It is about taking complete ownership of your mind and recognizing that your greatest power has never been outside of you. It has always been within you. So stand tall, silence every limiting belief, and make one unwavering declaration that will transform the course of your life forever. I am what I choose to become. There comes a moment in every person's life when they realize that the greatest battle they will ever fight is not against circumstances, competition, or the opinions of others. It is the battle within their own mind. Every victory begins with a thought. Every dream begins with a belief. Every transformation begins with a decision. The life you experience today is deeply connected to the identity you have accepted, the thoughts you have repeated, and the words you have spoken over yourself. The two most powerful words you will ever say are I am. Whatever follows those words becomes the direction of your mind, the focus of your energy, and the foundation upon which your future is built. If you constantly declare, I am not enough, your mind searches for evidence to prove it. But when you boldly declare, I am capable, I am disciplined, I am confident, I am becoming the best version of myself, your entire perspective begins to shift. Your actions become stronger, your choices become wiser, and your confidence grows from the inside out. Mastering your mind is not about controlling every thought that appears. It is about choosing which thoughts deserve your attention and which beliefs deserve your loyalty. It is about refusing to let fear, failure, or past mistakes dictate your future. It is about understanding that you are not imprisoned by yesterday's identity. At every moment, you possess the extraordinary ability to choose again, think again, believe again, and become again. The person you will be 1 year from now is being shaped by the thoughts you entertain today. Your future is not waiting for luck, permission, or perfect circumstances. It is waiting for your decision. The moment you consciously choose your identity, your life begins moving in that direction. Today is not about wishing for change. It is about becoming change. It is about taking complete ownership of your mind and recognizing that your greatest power has never been outside of you. It has always been within you. So stand tall, silence every limiting belief, and make one unwavering declaration that will transform the course of your life forever. I am what I choose to become. Every extraordinary life begins with an extraordinary decision. Not the decision to have more, but the decision to become more. Long before the world recognizes your success, your mind must recognize your potential. Too many people spend their lives believing they are defined by where they were born, what they have experienced, how others have treated them, or the mistakes they have made. They allow circumstances to write the story of who they are. But the truth is that circumstances can influence your journey without determining your identity. Your past may explain where you have been, but it does not have the authority to decide where you are going. The greatest freedom you will ever discover is the realization that your identity is not fixed, it is chosen. Every day you wake up with the opportunity to decide the person you will become. This decision begins in your mind before it is ever seen in your actions. The moment you consciously choose a higher identity, you begin to think differently, speak differently, and act differently. You stop asking, why does this always happen to me? And begin asking, what kind of person do I need to become to create the life I desire? That single shift changes everything, because growth always starts with identity before it shows up as achievement. Your actions naturally follow the person you believe yourself to be. If you see yourself as confident, you begin taking courageous steps. If you believe you are disciplined, you naturally make choices that reflect consistency. If you believe you are resilient, setbacks become lessons instead of reasons to quit. The mind constantly works to keep your actions aligned with your deepest beliefs about yourself. This is why changing your identity is far more powerful than simply trying to change your behavior. Lasting transformation is never built on temporary motivation. It is built on a permanent shift in self-perception. Every powerful achievement in history began with someone refusing to accept the limits that others placed upon them. They chose to believe in a future version of themselves before anyone else could see it. That same opportunity exists for you today. You do not need permission to become wiser, stronger, kinder, more disciplined, or more courageous. You only need the willingness to stop introducing yourself to life through the lens of your limitations. Instead of saying, I am someone who always gives up, choose to declare, I am someone who finishes what I start. Instead of believing, I am controlled by fear, decide, I am becoming fearless through every challenge I face. These are not empty words, they are seeds planted in the fertile ground of your mind. With repetition, those seeds grow into beliefs. Those beliefs become habits. Those habits shape your character, and your character determines your destiny. Every great transformation begins with a simple but powerful declaration. I choose who I am becoming. Once that decision is made, your circumstances lose their power to define you because your identity is no longer borrowed from your past, it is built by your purpose. Remember this whenever life becomes difficult. Storms may surround you, opinions may challenge you, and obstacles may delay you, but none of them have the final say over your identity. The final decision belongs to you. Every morning presents a new opportunity to think greater thoughts, make better choices, and step closer to the person you were created to become. The life you desire is waiting on the other side of the identity you choose today. Stand confidently in that choice, guard it fiercely, and remind yourself often, I am not becoming my circumstances, I am becoming the person I choose to be. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one that never leaves your mind. It begins the moment you wake up, follows you through every decision, and continues long after the world has gone quiet. While other people hear only your spoken words, your inner voice hears every thought, every doubt, every dream, and every belief you repeat to yourself. This silent dialogue has incredible power because it shapes the way you see yourself, the way you respond to challenges, and the expectations you carry into every situation. If your inner conversation is filled with fear, criticism, and limitation, your actions will often reflect hesitation and uncertainty. But when your inner conversation is filled with confidence, purpose, gratitude, and possibility, your mind begins searching for ways to bring those beliefs into reality. This is why mastering your mind requires mastering the words you consistently say to yourself. Every repeated thought is like a command given to your subconscious. It listens without arguing, accepts what you repeatedly declare, and quietly influences your habits, emotions, and decisions. If you constantly rehearse stories of failure, rejection, or inadequacy, you strengthen those beliefs. If you repeatedly focus on growth, resilience, wisdom, and opportunity, you strengthen an entirely different identity. Your mind becomes whatever it practices the most. Think about how often people encourage others while speaking harshly to themselves. They celebrate the strengths of friends, but magnify their own weaknesses. They forgive others for making mistakes, yet refuse to forgive themselves. Over time, this negative inner dialogue becomes so familiar that it feels like truth, even when it is nothing more than an old habit. The good news is that habits of thought can be replaced. Every empowering thought you choose is like laying another brick in the foundation of a stronger mindset. You do not have to believe every thought that enters your mind. Some thoughts deserve your attention, while others deserve to be dismissed. Mental mastery begins when you become the gatekeeper of your own thinking. Instead of allowing fear to speak the loudest, choose to let wisdom lead. Instead of replaying past disappointments, rehearse the future you are working toward. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what if I grow stronger because I tried? The quality of your questions determines the quality of your focus, and your focus shapes your experience. Your inner conversation should become your greatest source of encouragement rather than your harshest critic. Speak to yourself with honesty, but also with hope. Remind yourself that every challenge is an opportunity to develop greater strength. Every setback carries a lesson, and every new day gives you another chance to improve. Replace limiting labels with empowering declarations. Say, I am learning instead of I am not good enough. Say, I am becoming more disciplined instead of I have no self-control. Say, I can grow through this instead of this is impossible. These simple shifts may seem small, but repeated consistently, they reshape your perspective and influence the choices you make. As your inner conversation changes, your confidence grows, your actions become more intentional, and your life begins reflecting the person you are speaking yourself into becoming. Remember, the voice you hear most often is your own. Make it a voice that inspires courage instead of fear, possibility instead of limitation, and determination instead of doubt. When you master your inner conversation, you no longer allow your mind to control you. You begin directing your mind toward the future you have chosen. Every great transformation starts with a single thought, and every lasting success is built upon thousands of empowering conversations with yourself. Choose those conversations wisely, because they are quietly creating the person you become. Your mind is the most powerful asset you will ever possess, yet it is also the one thing that requires constant discipline. Left unattended, it naturally drifts toward fear, doubt, distraction, and worry. It revisits old failures, imagines worst-case scenarios, and magnifies problems until they seem impossible to overcome. But a disciplined mind does something entirely different. It chooses focus over confusion, purpose over procrastination, and possibility over limitation. The difference between people who consistently move forward and those who remain stuck is often not intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is the daily discipline of directing their thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Every thought you repeatedly entertain becomes stronger. Every idea you consistently nourish takes root in your subconscious and gradually influences your emotions, your decisions, and your behavior. That is why your future is not shaped by occasional positive thinking, but by the thoughts you consistently practice every single day. Mental discipline is built through repetition. Just as physical strength is developed by exercising muscles over time, mental strength is developed by repeatedly choosing empowering thoughts, even when negative ones feel easier to believe. Every time you redirect your attention from fear to faith in your abilities, from discouragement to determination, or from excuses to action, you strengthen your ability to remain focused on the life you want to create. There will be moments when your circumstances tempt you to believe that progress is impossible. There will be setbacks that challenge your confidence, delays that test your patience, and disappointments that whisper that giving up would be easier. These are the moments when mental discipline matters most. Anyone can think positively when everything is going well, but true mastery is revealed when you choose empowering thoughts, even in the middle of uncertainty. A disciplined mind refuses to allow temporary situations to define permanent beliefs. Instead of saying nothing is working, it asks, what can I learn from this experience? Instead of believing, I will never succeed, it declares every challenge is preparing me for greater opportunities. This does not mean ignoring reality or pretending difficulties do not exist. It means choosing a response that strengthens you instead of weakening you. Your greatest victories are often won long before anyone else can see them, because they begin in the private decisions you make within your own mind. Disciplining your thoughts also means becoming intentional about what you allow to influence you. Every book you read, every conversation you engage in, every piece of media you consume, and every environment you spend time in leaves an impression on your thinking. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, criticism, and hopelessness, your thoughts will naturally reflect those influences. But if you fill your mind with wisdom, encouragement, meaningful goals, and constructive ideas, your perspective begins to change. Your thoughts become clearer, your confidence becomes stronger, and your actions become more purposeful. The mind grows in the direction of what it repeatedly receives. Guard it carefully, because what enters your mind today will eventually shape the life you experience tomorrow. Never underestimate the power of one disciplined thought repeated consistently over time. Great achievements are rarely the result of one dramatic moment. They are the result of thousands of small, intentional choices made every day. Each time you choose courage over fear, gratitude over complaint, persistence over quitting, and hope over doubt, you are laying another brick in the foundation of your future. Progress may seem slow at first, but every disciplined thought is building momentum. Eventually, the mindset you have practiced becomes the character you naturally display, and the character you display shapes the results you achieve. Remember that your thoughts are not merely passing ideas, they are seeds. Whatever seeds you water with attention and repetition will eventually produce a harvest. Therefore, choose your thoughts with wisdom, protect them with discipline, and nurture them with consistency. As you do, you will discover a timeless truth. Your reality is not created in a single moment, it is created one disciplined thought at a time, until the person you have imagined becomes the person you truly are. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must wait for external success before they can think, act, or live like the person they dream of becoming. They tell themselves, when I become successful, then I will be confident. When I achieve my goal, then I will believe in myself. When everything changes around me, then I will change within. But lasting transformation works in the opposite direction. The inner change comes first, and the outer results follow. The life you desire begins to unfold the moment you start living from the identity you have chosen, rather than the circumstances you currently see. This does not mean pretending to have what you do not have or ignoring reality. It means allowing your decisions, attitudes, and daily habits to reflect the person you are committed to becoming. Every meaningful achievement begins with someone who decides to think beyond present limitations and align their actions with a greater vision of themselves. The person who becomes healthy first adopts the mindset of someone who values wellness. The person who becomes financially responsible first develops the habits of wise stewardship. The person who becomes a respected leader first learns to lead themselves with integrity, consistency, and discipline. Identity always comes before achievement, because your actions naturally follow what you believe about yourself. Living from your chosen identity means asking a powerful question throughout your day. What would the person I want to become do in this moment? When faced with a difficult decision, imagine how your future self would respond. Would that version of you choose courage or comfort, growth or excuses, patience or frustration, discipline or procrastination? Every answer becomes an opportunity to strengthen your identity. Your future is not built in one dramatic event. It is built in thousands of ordinary moments where you choose actions that align with your highest values. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, every time you remain calm under pressure, every time you continue despite obstacles, you are proving to your mind that your new identity is becoming real. Confidence is not something you wait to feel before taking action. Confidence is something that grows because you consistently act in alignment with your values, even when you feel uncertain. Action reinforces belief, and belief fuels even greater action. Many people remain trapped because they continue introducing themselves to life through old labels. They say, I have always been shy. I never finish what I start. I am not naturally disciplined. Or success happens to other people. These statements quietly keep them connected to a version of themselves that no longer serves their future. The moment you choose a higher identity, you must also choose to release the stories that limit you. Your past may have shaped your experiences, but it does not have to shape your destiny. Every new day offers the opportunity to write a different chapter. Instead of repeating old limitations, begin affirming the qualities you are intentionally developing. Tell yourself, I am becoming more focused every day. I am becoming wiser through every challenge. I am becoming stronger with every decision I make. These declarations are not fantasies, they are commitments that guide your behavior and remind you of the direction you have chosen. Living from the person you choose to become also requires patience. Transformation rarely happens overnight. There will be days when progress feels slow, when old habits try to return, and when results are not immediately visible. Do not let those moments discourage you. Every tree spends time growing roots before it produces visible fruit, and every lasting success is built on consistent effort that often goes unnoticed. Keep showing up. Keep making choices that align with your vision. Keep speaking words that strengthen your identity. Over time, the gap between who you are today and who you aspire to become will grow small until they become one and the same. The person you dream of becoming is not waiting somewhere in the distant future. They are being formed through the decisions you make today. Live from that identity now. Protect it with unwavering commitment. And let every thought, every word, and every action declare the same powerful truth. I do not wait for my future to define me. I choose to live as the person I am becoming, beginning today. Your future is not created by chance, luck, or a single extraordinary moment. It is created by the thoughts you consistently entertain, the words you repeatedly speak, and the identity you choose to embrace every single day. Among all the words in your vocabulary, none carry greater influence than the simple declaration, I am. These two words become the foundation upon which your mind builds your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your actions form your habits, and your habits ultimately create your destiny. Every time you say, I am confident, I am disciplined, I am resilient, or I am becoming stronger every day, you reinforce a mindset that moves you toward growth. On the other hand, every time you repeatedly declare, I am unlucky, I am capable, I am always behind, or I am destined to fail, you unknowingly strengthen mental patterns that hold you back. Your mind listens carefully to the story you tell about yourself, and over time, it works to make that story feel true through your choices and behaviors. This is why mastering your future begins with mastering the language of your identity. Every morning presents a fresh opportunity to decide who you will be before the world has a chance to influence you. Instead of allowing circumstances to determine your attitude, let your chosen identity determine your response to circumstances. Before challenges appear, choose courage. Before distractions arise, choose discipline. Before doubt has the opportunity to speak, choose confidence. The quality of your life is often determined by the quality of the identity you carry into each new day. People who consistently grow understand that success is not something they occasionally think about. It is an identity they intentionally practice. They speak with purpose, act with integrity, and remain committed to becoming better, even when no one is watching. They understand that every decision, no matter how small, is either strengthening or weakening the person they are becoming. Your future is quietly shaped by these ordinary moments. The choice to remain focused instead of giving up, the decision to learn instead of complain, the commitment to act instead of procrastinate. Great lives are built one intentional decision at a time. There will always be voices attempting to define you. Some will remind you of past mistakes. Others may underestimate your abilities or question your dreams. If you allow those voices to become louder than your own, they will influence the direction of your life. But the moment you choose to anchor your identity in your own deliberate I am statements, external opinions lose much of their power. You no longer seek permission to believe in yourself because you understand that true confidence comes from within. You become less concerned with proving your worth to others and more committed to becoming the person you know you are capable of becoming. This inner certainty creates resilience. It allows you to continue moving forward when progress feels slow, to remain hopeful when circumstances seem uncertain, and to stay committed when temporary setbacks appear. Your identity becomes stronger than your obstacles because it is rooted in conscious choice rather than changing conditions. As you move forward from this day, remember that every thought you entertain is planting a seed. Every word you speak is shaping your mindset, and every action you take is reinforcing the person you are becoming. Your future self is not a stranger waiting somewhere ahead. It is the result of the choices you make right now. Therefore, guard your thoughts with wisdom, speak about yourself with purpose, and live each day with the quiet confidence that you are becoming stronger, wiser, more disciplined, and more capable with every step you take. Never underestimate the power contained within the words I am. They are far more than a simple phrase. They are a declaration of identity, a commitment to growth, and a daily reminder that your future is not written by your past, but by the person you choose to become today. Stand firmly in that truth, repeat it with conviction, and let every new sunrise echo one life-changing declaration. I am what I choose to become, and my future will always reflect the choices I make today.